Hello everybody, welcome to end of day update. This is Thursday end of day update starting with Bitcoin. You can see Bitcoin is consolidating, and if I go to 1 hour chart, you can see what's happening here. We're making equal highs and lower divergence. So let me get rid of this green line. So what does that mean? You can see here we are making lower momentum. You can see we made equal high almost with lower momentum. So we're diverging, and we could cool down a little bit. So nothing changed. We still have a massive candle. So Bitcoin can consolidate. It can even come down a little bit more. You can see this breakout, this green line, this green box. This was a breakout, very big resistance. It took from April until now to break this resistance. So we could come down, okay, a little bit come down. It's possible, or we can make a flag here before we go to next level. All right. So what I'm expecting two scenarios. Maybe come down. Buyers will be found here around 32K, and then we go higher. Our eventual target is around 42K here, or we can consolidate, okay, or we can just consolidate here, little bit, make a flag, and then go higher. All right. At the end, you can see however we go, whichever path we take, our end goal is going to 42K resistance here. You can see a big confluence here. So 40 to 42K is next target here. All right. Ethereum, nothing changed. Good news is we're now closing above this 200 SMA blue line. Multiple days in a row, we closed above that, so that's very good. And let's go to 1 hour chart. You can see we made a new high on lower momentum. You can see what does that mean. RSI is going lower while price is going high. You can see it made a new high, so we can expect a little bit of cool down on Ethereum. It can consolidate, it can even come back a little bit down to this rising 200 EMA. So if it comes down, that's a good area to buy. And then eventually our target, now we have to update this. So we're looking for this one to cool down a little bit, and then we are trying to for $2,000 on Ethereum. All right. So crypto is looking good. Everything, nothing to worry about. Just consolidating, and next target is 42K. That's what we are looking for. All right. Let's go with traditional market. US 500 breaking down. This is live market. It's up. Futures are up around 0.49%. But you can see we are going down on a divergence. All right. So if I go to SPX chart, S&P 500 chart, we can see same thing here. Divergence are happening, so price is going lower, but RSI is still higher. All right, so which means we are now way below 200 SMA, but we want to see a reversal very soon, because if this price, because if this price keeps going lower, the divergence will be gone. All right, so you really want to see the pump very soon. So futures are a little bit higher because of Amazon earnings, but it's now this, we have to draw a box. This support became a resistance now. Okay, so this whole box was a support here. Now it became a resistance, so it can come back. Really needs to close above that. And this 200 EMA, that's also is a resistance. Nasdaq 100, same thing here. We got rejected on this line, and now we are finding support right on 200 SMA. This is dark blue line, 200 SMA. Really needs to hold here, all right? And last time it came here, and before that it even crashed here. So it has tendency to go a little bit lower on this blue line, but it reverses very massively. So time to short is gone now. Actually, this is the perfect time to buy, in my opinion. We don't have any divergence on Nasdaq. However, we have divergence on Dow Jones. You can see Dow Jones made a new low with divergence. Russell 2000, same thing, new low with divergence, new low with divergence. But Nasdaq is not showing, and S&P 500 is showing divergence. So anyhow, so on S&P 500, looking for a pump. And we really need to close above this 200 EMA SMA line, dark blue line, around 42.53 to be bullish again. Nasdaq 100 now on support, although it does not have any divergence, but candle is looking really bearish here. We really want this to recover very fast. I do still think we can go to new all-time high from here, like triple Qs. This is triple Q, and it's not following what I was thinking. I was thinking it to bounce, but it just keeps going down. But for now, my best bet is this. All right, let's go to 1 hour chart. Let's see if there are any gaps. Go to regular shower. So there's no gap. There's gap here, gap here. So again, go back to daily chart, looking for a bounce very soon from here on triple Qs. Dow Jones, same thing, looking for a bounce, and Russell 2000 also looking for a bounce. Gold consolidating, looking for a little bit of pullback before it can go higher. Let's see if it can happen soon. Silver still struggling to close above this white line, so waiting for that to happen. Natural gas bouncing. So you can see my projection. It just found support on its 200 EMA, and now it's bouncing, so nothing changed. Crude oil also, you can see consolidating. I have this bear flag, so it's trying to make a bear flag, and eventually it's going to break down. Dollar index looks like, did it make a new high? It did make a new high, so which is not a good news. I was thinking change in trend. Let's see if it can still go below this previous low. We have to wait and watch. If that happens, then that's good. All right. We already covered Bitcoin, VIX up 2% above $20 again, looking for it to consolidate and break down. And I'm expecting a rally very soon. Like even short term on triple Qs, we are very oversold. Looks like we're way far away. We need to go back to at least at minimum this red line or to this trend line. All right. Apple, let's look at tech stock. Apple now fill this gap. So let's start filling these gaps here. So you can see this gap is filled. All these green lines are now starting to fill. So Apple, this gap is filled. This support now became resistance. So we have to really go back and break this in order to be bullish again. But for now, there are gaps, and then this is a big resistance for now on Apple. So this is now a resistance. Tesla also just consolidating, making a I don't think it's a bear flag, but let's see if it really needs to recover fast. Netflix gap is filled, so I can delete this. This was a little bit of gap, but still massive gap from earnings. Nothing changed. Looking for next target of 475. Microsoft, the gap is filled again. Earnings gap, the whole earnings gap is filled. You can see how easily one day it's filled. So gaps are mostly filled, and now it's again the good news is finding support on 200 SMA. So look for a bounce. Google still keep doing down. This gap is filled, so we can delete this. Did it gap down again? Looks like it did gap down again. So we have to draw another line. So I draw upward gaps in yellow. Lower gaps I try to draw it in a green. Okay, so even Meta here, it has an upper gap here around yellow, so you can see Meta breaking down, but back on support. This is a big support, so looking for the support to hold and then bounce eventually very soon. So this is where you want to buy when people are scared. Amazon also earnings now after hours, and it's looking bullish now, so looking for a pump. Snowflakes, let me see. Amazon had no gaps. Snowflakes also had no gaps, so looking for a bounce here as well. NVDA, let's go to 1 hour chart. I don't think today was any gap, so looking for this to fill and then bounce very soon. AMD, okay, this gap is filled now, so I had this gap mentioned here, so it's filled. So now the other gap is way far down. I don't think that's going to happen. Let's see. Uh, this now it's breaking below support, so this whole thing became big resistance now on AMD. So here you go. All right, Hang Seng Index now broke out, just back testing this, so good time to buy. Bonds, bond just consolidating with divergence, so let's see if it can break. Commodities, copper in the buy zone. This is where you want to buy commodities. Don't buy copper when it's in the buy zone. You don't want to buy copper at highs. Palladium still struggling. This became resistance. Wheat also struggling, but it did bounce. Let's see if it can close above this 200 rising, 50 SMA around 570. Corn just making a bottom. Let's see if it can now soon make a bottom and try to close above this 5.22. Soybeans also in the buy zone. This is where you want to buy soybeans. Sugar, you can see I was expecting a pullback, so looks like we could be getting it now finally. So we'll see how that happens. Let's see if we can put something like that here. All right, and I already covered Dow Jones DIA. Projection is not working out, but still we can bounce. And IWM Russell 2000 ETF. You can see here we can draw something like this. This gap is still not filled, the yellow one, so looking for this gap to fill, then higher low and then bounce eventually. That's what the expectation. Newmont Mine, for some reason, it's up 1.6%. This gap is not filled. Gold miners are down a little bit, 0.9%. So looking for maybe tomorrow this gap will fill around 27.8 and then it will go higher. XLK, again, right on support here around 200 EMA. So do not short here. XLE, fill the gap is filled. So I can delete this. Actually, XLK must be gap. No, not gap now. XLV healthcare also now still going down with still divergence, guys. So you can see even it's on daily chart, still divergence. XLU, utilities back in resistance. Let's see if it can break. Industrial, again, divergence going lower. So nothing too much to worry about. Real estate sector, wait for this to go above this trend line. For now, it's just consolidating. Financials, consolidating, waiting for a bounce. KRE ETF, regional bank ETF, there's a big gap here. Let's see if it can close here before it can bounce. Shopify, another 3% down. This gap is fully closed. So earnings gap is fully closed now. There's another gap here on 45. So maybe it will come back all the way there. That will be a great time to buy. Let's see that happens or not tomorrow. All right, guys, that's it for today. And by the way, on your way out, please hit the like button. And if you want to join free chat Discord group, it's in the description of this video. If you want to be a member, I share pre-market videos with members, and one trade can make you for the whole membership fees. So please join. It's very, very cheap. It's like $6 a month. So it's very cheap for you guys. So here's what I shared this morning. Pre-market, I was like, this was in a buy zone. We expect a bounce. So every time a bounce happens, we can go as close as to the neutral line. That's where you got to take profits. And then we again dip. This is where you want to buy again between first standard deviation and second standard deviation. Then again, we bounce. Even S&P 500, same thing. Got resistance from neutral line, and then we are now closed again on the buy line. So you can see end of day we close on the buy line, and futures are green already. So if you trade futures, you can take profits. Same thing with Dow Jones and Russell 2000. And gold in the sell zone. Red lines are sell zone, green lines are buy zone. And Bitcoin as of now near buy zone, which is around 33,760. Ethereum's buy zone is around 1769. All right, guys, that's it for today. I wish you best of the tomorrow trading session, and I hope it's Vixcus Friday and market goes higher. Okay, bye.